one problem you guys may run into, and I know I certainly have, is when dealing with really wide tracks and or mixes, and this becomes an issue with certain metal bands. For me, have said we want our guitars to be this wide, where it's obviously we've put stereo enhancing on the guitars and they sound like they're 40 feet wide. It's almost kind of fake sounding on some levels, but sometimes the kids like it. Certain synth sounds, people call for that too. Well, the thing is, you got to understand is really wide sources are actually kind of fighting against you just a little bit. Let me explain why. And when you think about, what a stereo speakers are, you think of the left, think of the right, and what makes a track stereo and sound, not mono. Well, mono is when both speakers are playing the exact same thing at the exact time. You hear it down the center, like with vocals and stuff. But what happens when they start doing different stuff? Well, when they're doing different stuff, that's when you get width. And we call that mid-side, if you ever want to study that up, or mid-side processing. You can start canceling out the center, and what happens is it does some phase business, but the tracks get wider and wider and wider. What that really means is since they're not doing the same thing, is they're always doing something different. That's what width really is, in kind of simplistic terms. So if you can push with the left hand, then you push with the right hand, then you push with the left, well, you never actually push with both. And so what happens is it may sound loud. It may sound like you're using both hands or both speakers or whatever, but at any given frequency, you're only using one. And that can really wreak havoc with certain meters that aren't really equipped to handle like the full, they don't hear stereo signals like humans do. And so sometimes backing off on that width can make a huge difference in your level. When in doubt, a mono source is always going to be louder than a stereo source. And you should experiment with that. Fire up a really loud bass, or something to that effect, or maybe like a bass drop hits like in metal, boom. When you'll see the meter just fly up, and some of that's because it's low end and it really is that loud. But another factor is that when a mono thing kicks in, kapow, your level meters almost always fly up. This happens a lot with guitar solos as well, or in synth solos. Anything mono panned without a lot of delay and all that kind of junk on it, you'll watch your levels will fly up. So just kind of pay attention, and if you go really, really wide, you may start hearing weird distortion. It's a strange artifact, but that can be a factor whenever you're getting this loud business.